Behold, with the joys of technology, it's almost like I'm here with you. Anyway, I wanted to go over some feedback on your common sense analysis for claim and details from Wednesday before I gave you some more practice to do. With that in mind, here are some examples of work drawn from your class and other classes of American literature. So we're looking at some possible claims right now, and you'll notice that I've set aside a few of the comments. These A's and B's, these are overarching themes that I should have seen in your claims. And for claim A from paragraph 1, I should have seen something about society and something about government and how they're not the same. So some wordings that you might have used: society and government are different. If you want to get more specific, society is positive while government is negative. For claim B in paragraph 2, I should have seen the concept of government, and I should have seen the concept of bad in some way. Many of you wrote government is a necessary evil, but I also saw some cool wordings of government came from bad foundations, which I thought was a bit more specific and nice. As far as details go, we again did a nice job with this. These are some of the key details that should have been on your papers. That first paragraph featured a whole slew of comparisons between society and government, so we wanted to pull a few of those. From paragraph 2, he mentions that people do bad things. That's the reason we have to have government. It gives us security, but the bad part about that is that it has to take away our property, and you might think about that as rights or as taxes or as actual property, as in we're seizing land to help with an effort. I should also have seen perhaps some reference to a bad government being just as bad as the chaos of no government at all, talking about and hinting at the British monarchy of the time. Now, some of these details could easily fall under several of the different categories, so if you know some differences in your papers, that's okay. Depending on how you interpret where the information came from, it could have fallen perhaps under logos or ethos. As far as your key details go, the number one error that I saw here was just that we weren't selecting specific details. When you're thinking about key details, you want to narrow your field of vision. So don't say that all the details you pulled were important. Pull just one or two, and it's really okay if it's just one, that's fine. Which of the details that you've got on your sheet would be most crucial to the argument? And then as far as justifications you might use, I saw some nice explanations about details relating to both claims, even though it only appeared in one paragraph. It actually connected the two. I saw some nice justifications about a detail being both logos and pathos. Yes, it's a fact, but it was such a shocking fact that it played on emotions. You can also pull just pathos emotions, those that are meant to provoke a strong emotion and are successful at doing so. Those are going to be high impact details, and if you're talking about logos details, those that are 100% irrefutable, no one can say, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Some reasons you might consider as you're justifying. All right, that last piece, talking about how the claims were connected, was an area that we really struggled with on this particular analysis. Many of you restated the claims. So you would say 1 and 2. And so that's not necessarily what we're looking for here. I want you to think about why Payne would have felt the need to include both of these. He put them together for a reason. What was he hoping you would take away? Think of it almost as a so what for the two claims combined. That's what you're seeking to answer here. I did see some good examples. Here's one that was word for word from a student's paper. Claim A says society is positive for people and the government only breaks it down, but, and this starts tying into claim B, but without that government to protect people, there would be no society, only chaos. And that ties in nicely to some other wordings that I saw. We need both society and government. They've got to be there, but neither is perfect. Or society cannot exist without government and vice versa. They have a dependent relationship upon one another. So again, look for the so what's, not just a restatement. Overall, I saw some improvement in this RI2 analysis. I'd like you to take the feedback that you've just received on your written work and from this little mini lecture, if you will, and apply it today to another excerpt from Common Sense and another analysis for evidence and your details and your claims. Good luck, and I will see you all on Monday.